saying, and how long did it actually take for you to go from, say, that, thinking about this and writing the first draft, and did she help you edit your drafts? Because the book seems pretty thick, and so I know there's more than 4 stories in there.
This was a 6-week project, and Brandy Lee and Morrill, I believe she just got her master's or doctorate.
Master's of Fine Arts.
Master's of Fine Arts. And so I think she went to UCLA as well. And she was quite the writer. She is quite the writer. And her teaching abilities were superb. I jokingly called her my saddest writing instructor because she really cracked the whip and she showed that I have the abilities to write. But she made it in a really palatable manner, so I can just let the words flow out of my mind, down my arm, into my hands, into the pen. So that's what it meant for me. What did it mean for you, Hank?
We met every Wednesday evening over a period of 6 weeks. We had homework that we would share our stories with everybody in the drafts. We also had a group discussion about commenting on the draft. It was a great feeling of trust that developed, bonding. We also realized there was a lot of commonality in what happened to our families. And we also realized none of us could write. There was patience. Brandy is a very skilled teacher and writer. She has done many of these workshops before in Los Angeles before moving to Vancouver.
Yeah, we had fears. Each of us had different kind of fears. So for me, I didn't want to write about stories, and maybe my dad or my relatives don't like, but sort of overcome that. But the main approach I try to take is, because Brandy always said, imagine yourself being a character in the stories. And also imagine, for example, my dad being a character in the story. So it's not really my dad, it's just a character in the story. So the story that I read about my dad in getting shot, I mean, I imagine myself getting shot along with him. So I imagine, how it felt. And so when I travel, I kind of take the same approach. For example, I went to Amsterdam, where Anne Frank, where she stayed. I went to that place where she stayed and hid. So I imagine myself in her shoes looking out over the window, imagining myself being quiet at nighttime, imagine myself being quiet at daytime, imagine myself sitting in her chair. So that's the kind of process I kind of went through.
I found that working with Brandy and the group, because all the guys joined the Wednesday evening writing session, and not deliberately, I mean, we just chose what would be the best time for us, and most of the women went to the Saturday morning writing session. I think I got used to Saturday mornings as a good time to get away from the kids when they were little. So, and she taught us to think about our senses, and she started off with, giving us a postcard, and then having us fill out a postcard, one side of a postcard with writing about whatever the topic might be, something about food or something about a description of the postcard. So it's just to break that tension, that fear of words on paper, and having the discipline of the assignments, and knowing that you're going to have to show up with the writing on to fulfill the assignment she's given us at the next session, just to help you to crank it out. And then knowing that, as he talked about trust, you would sit around the table and support each other and help critique. And one of the things I'd like to do is, I tried my hand at a poem. It was just awful. And then with her coaching and the group, I actually have a poem that I don't mind reading to other people.
Ontario, we said, what? Us? Wow. So that was very exciting. I mean, there were people lined up to get our autographs. Remember that, sure?